Hi everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, as we're in that little stretch of time between Christmas and New Year's. Today I'm here with a very special review. We're going to be taking a look at Transformers Kingdom Pipes, one of the last deluxe class figures released in the Kingdom line, as well as taking a look at the second Golden Disc collection, which is an Amazon exclusive, that features Puffer and Road Ranger. So we're starting off taking a look at Pipes. Now, Pipes is a repaint and retool of Huffer, who I'll bring in right now. And as you can see, there's a new chest, a new head, and they've added in a new hinge that allows Pipes' cab to rotate so that it will sit like the original toy did. Obviously, Pipes is using an animation style head. Other than that, the figures are similar. Also, Pipes comes with different weapons that I just have left pegged into the arms here. You can peg them in there, peg them into the shoulder, hold them in the hand. But let's give you a little 360 here, and you can see more from the side what I'm talking about with the cab and how it folds up. Now, interesting to note, in the instructions, they give you a different transformation scheme for Pipes than Huffer. But I gotta tell you, I tried transforming Huffer using that same set of instructions, and it works the same way. So, the mileage is yours. Really, the big difference between the transformation is rotating that cab around. So, obviously, the paint is different, the placement of the Autobot logos, the cabs, stuff like that. But we're not exactly done yet. So, in the Golden Disc collection, we get Puffer. Now, Puffer is based on a European and Latin American G1 release of Pipes that basically used a different color scheme and Huffer's toy head. Now, looking here, bringing Puffer and Pipes together, Puffer is, I believe, using Pipes' G1 toy head, and obviously that lighter color scheme. Other than that, it's the same mold as Puffer, so it's only a repaint with a new head of Puffer, and the guns are in black, and also features here throughout the body an off-white color scheme that at first, I got to be honest with you, I was kind of worried that I got a discolored figure. And I do notice that the guns are blending into my background. But wait, there's still more. Finally, we're going to be looking at is Road Ranger. Road Ranger is a repaint with a new head of Huffer. That new head, if you want to take a look, is the actual original Huffer toy head from back in the day that they're using, but the body is exactly the same as Huffer. Road Ranger comes to us from a Takara eHobby Minibots release, where they took a bunch of Minibots and repainted them as GoBot characters. That's where Bug Bite, for example, comes from. Road Ranger is based on a GoBot that was a flatbed truck that, turned into a little robot. Very different color scheme. That figure was done in predominantly blues and reds, whereas you can see here, this version of Road Ranger is done in blacks and orange. The only rumor I've heard is that the color change was done so the character is not confused for Optimus Prime. I really don't see how it would have been confused. Different shades of blue, different color placement, but these guys get paid big bucks, and I'm just here playing with their toys on YouTube, so they might know better than I. So right now we're looking at 4 versions of the same mold. The same buck, I should say, with retools and repaints here and there. So I think what we'll do now is I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a, side profile here so you can see what we're dealing with in terms of the characters. And going to give you another little rotation here at the back. So you can see, I mean, it is, with the exception of the cab placement, the heads, and the weapons, pretty much all the same. So what I'll do is I will transform a couple of these guys and give you a comparison in vehicle mode. And I'll even show you how to transform pipes, since, it is a little bit different, and, haven't done that in a while. So we'll be right back after this. Okay, so here's pipes. Start the transformation, and it's very similar to Huffer. If you transform Huffer, it's not going to be that big of a difference, but go ahead and remove the little pipe weapons here. They are meant to replicate the original G1 Toys arms. Peg them in the arms, hold them in the hands, the same old deal. One thing I like with having the cab different is that you can actually come in and manipulate the head a little bit easier. So just go ahead and rotate it around, and then raise the arms up on the shoulder joints, just like that. Bring the chest forward, just like so. And then what you're going to do is you're going to bring the arms down, but you're not going to bring them down on that armpit joint. You're going to bring them down on that whole hinge that pegs into the side there. So they're out and flat to the back like that. And then what you want to do is rotate the arms down so the thumb is facing in towards the robot, and that little curved piece is now facing up, like forming a U. And then come in here and bring down the wheels. And I should mention, they do stay pegged in a little bit better than on Huffer. You still want to just push from the joint, not from the wheel, but I don't feel like these are going to come out. And that's the same thing on Puffer and Road Ranger. Bring the chest back up. Let's peg it back into place. And then, oh, almost forgot, you can go ahead now and bring out the the cab, and rotate it around. Peg that chest back into place, and then straighten the arms out, and those are going to peg into the waist right there. Next step is you're going to want to bring the figure down around the side like this, and rotate the arms so the hinge on the fist is facing inward, and that peg is facing outward. So do it on both sides. And then what you can do is begin to collapse the cab down. And as you do so, it will sort of peg tab into place into those slots on the forearm. Make sure everything's tight. And then fold the fists down. And just make sure everything is rotated properly. So you have the upper part of the cab done. Next, what you want, and basically that whole rotation bit, that was the only thing different from the transformation of Huffer. Flip these panels up, peg the legs together, and then you're gonna bend the legs up and over. There's a couple tabs here. They're gonna go into a spot there on the crotch, on the butt section, and there's some tabs on the back of the leg. They're gonna peg into those panels. So just bring it over, and there we have pipes in its truck mode. You can peg the pipes in here on the flatbed. As of course, like Huffer, pipes does have the ability to tow Earthrise Optimus Prime's cab, making sure everything is secured. And wheels can spin. Do I have that pegged in all the way? So yes, I do. And there we go. So let me go ahead and bring in Huffer, so you can get that comparison between the truck modes. Obviously, Huffer has that shield and blaster, so those extra pieces form the bed of the truck. I like the more simplistic look. To be honest, I never really used the shield. I just peg the blaster in the back. But Here you can see the difference in vehicle modes. And for a third comparison, here's Road Ranger. And you can see that it has a translucent red on the windshield. And it has that same bed, but it's a silver, where this is more of a black. And of course you have the black on the outside of the gun, whereas on Huffer you have that orange. So, when the truck rolls, you see I'm just rolling them back and forth, hey, it's a party. And I just didn't bother to transform Puffer, but there it is in the back. The cab is a darker gray, so it's actually different than all of them, but it's the same basic vehicle mode. The only difference is really, the difference between these modes is really in the robot mode, which we already took a look at. So, really nothing much more to say about it. I guess we'll just pause, and then I'll come back with my final thoughts. I figured for a little silly fun, I'd do this little send up of the old Spider-Man meme, from the old cartoon, that 60s cartoon where you had the two Spider-Men pointing at each other, and you have basically the Huffer molds just pointing at each other. I think that was kind of cool, but I like this mode. I always like this mold. I like Pipes. I like Road Ranger. I like Puffer. I like Huffer. I know we've already taken a look at Huffer, but for these three new ones, I think these are good versions. Now, of course, with that being said, we're looking at 4 uses of the same buck. I think this is done. I don't think they need to do anybody else, unless they want to do like a real small version of Optimus Prime. Why, I don't know, but they've done stuff like that before. Like, why did they make Optimus Primal? They just do. And what was kind of funny is, for a lot of people, this Amazon exclusive set was released and delivered before anybody really got their hands on Pipes. So Puffer was our first experience with the retooling of Huffer, with the rotating cab, the new chest, and the new blasters. So, there is that. So I'm trying to think what to recommend. If you're strictly someone who collects, animation, comic storyline based characters, then just go with Pipes. If you don't have Huffer and you're just looking to experience the molds, definitely get this set, because if you can find it, it's actually kind of cool, and it gives you both versions of the mold. Road Ranger is the stock Huffer mold, just with a new head, and Puffer is that stock Pipes mold, just with a new head. So you can even say they're repaints and retools of each other. So that will give you that experience. If you already have Huffer and you're getting Pipes, I can even see getting the Golden Disc collection, just because it really complements the molds well, and you do have, in a way, a little bit of a modern versions of some rare and exclusive homages. I mean, let's be honest, we now have, courtesy of Generation Selects, a second Transformer GoBot homage, the first one being Bug Bite. So there is that. But I mean, I think out of all the deluxe molds from Kingdom, this is really one of the best, and it's one I don't mind transforming over and over. So there's that. But especially, I brought this review to you today, 4 figures, because today, Thursday, December 30th, is my 4,000th day on YouTube. So for 4,000 days, I have been a content creator on YouTube. I think that's kind of interesting, and I think this is a great little bit of an anniversary review to do. But that's about it. If you like this review, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. While I will always appreciate the views, the likes, comments, and subscriptions help to communicate to YouTube through their algorithms that my channel should be exalted and held upon high. If you want to make the ultimate sign of support, I do have a Patreon. It is www.patreon.com/chuckdog1999. Hyperlink in the description below and a little card here in the corner. I know some of you might have a little bit of Christmas money laying around. All I ask for is $1 a month, $12 a year. There's no thrills, no tears, no special rewards. All I'm asking is for you to help me help you continue to bring reviews like this to you, as well as keeping up the infrastructure of the channel. $12 a year really isn't that much compared to what other content creators are asking for different tiers of YouTube, of their Patreon. But, and I always say this, but if you can't do the $1 a month or $12 a year, that's perfectly fine. Your views are more than thanks enough. Patreon is just a cherry on top of an already generous sundae. We're closing in now on close to 4,000 subscribers. I'm going, hopefully before the end of this year, I will be at 3,900, and hopefully sometime early next year, I'll hit that 4,000 mark. Would have been great if I could have hit 4,000 before the end of the year, but I take what I can. So I am really appreciative to all of you for the past 4,000 days of support, viewing. I know some of you probably aren't even watching anymore, but thanks to you guys because you were there along the way. So with that being said, for Pipes, Road Ranger, and Puffer, and hell, even Hover because he, popped in. This is your old pal Chuck. Happy New Year, and we will see you next time.